A-ticket. Nuggets Warriors, Steph Curry making his first start since March 16th, no longer on a minutes restriction as they had a closeout opportunity last night and early on. Steph doing Steph things. He's been doing this off the bench too. Into the second, it's the Nuggets down 3, but Nikola Jokic, a one-man band off the Jeff Green miss. He's there to clean it up. 12 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists in the first half, and we're tied at 48 at the break. But Denver came out swinging. They made 7 of their first 10 field goals to open the second half. You see Jokic here with the tough runner. The Nuggets up 8. After the play, he's grimacing a little bit. That wouldn't be a factor. He'd stay in the game. You know who was a factor? Steph. Third quarter, he is rolling. Cuts it to 4. Next Warriors possession. Gary Payton Jr. said, I'm a witness. Just get him the ball and watch him cook. Back-to-back threes. Fourth quarter we go. Nikola Jokic had 12 points in the final 3 minutes and 46 seconds. 30 points on the night. Just over a minute 30 remaining. No matter what Jokic was able to do, Steph just did more. Here, the finger roll drops. He's fired up. Golden State takes a 4-point lead. And after that, it's Curry evading the trap and doing what he did. He said he was just so excited to have the opportunity to be in a big game again. It's been 3 years. He wanted to know that they could still do it, and do it they did as they move on after beating those Nuggets in 5. Here's Steph.
You don't ever take it for granted. You understand them being on this stage. We understand we hopefully have a lot left to do, but getting through a series and winning 4 games against a good team, like it's hard. For me, Draymond, Clay, Loon, like we've all been there before and love that feeling, love that competition and the environment. Tonight was just a weird feeling because we hadn't been there in a while, and it was like we wanted it so bad, kind of made it a lot more difficult on ourselves. So, but we still remember how to do it, which is a good feeling.
Was there ever any doubt? Last night was Steph's 11th career 30-point game and a series clinching win. That ties him with Larry Bird for 4th most all time. The only players that have more: Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. And with that, we bring in Monica McNutt and Alan Hahn. I'm going to start right there with you, Monica. What did the Warriors show you in this series with the Nugs?
Man, it definitely looks like the Warriors are poised to run it back, although they haven't been there in a while. But I thought the way that they responded to the Nuggets' push, particularly in the second half and in the fourth quarter, spoke volumes. It's fine when the Warriors get out to big leads and their threes are falling and they're in ocean mode, but I think to be in a close ball game and to respond, yes, a lot of that was centered around Steph, who scored 11 of his 30 in the fourth quarter. But as a team, to be able to respond was very, very impressive to me. Now, my one cautionary piece, although they're not going to run into another Jokic per se, is size inside in terms of a team looking for a place to take advantage of them. But on offense, they responded the way that champions would last night.
Yeah, Alan, I mean, I do want to play devil's advocate a little bit here and say we're talking about a Nuggets team that only had Nikola Jokic, which is something, but they don't have Jamal Murray. They don't have Michael Porter Jr. Are you still as impressed considering the opponent and the situation that they were in?
I am because of what was said during the series and after the series. When you hear what Steph Curry just said there about how it was great to be back in a situation where you had a closeout game. This is 19 of 21 series now that they have won since 2015. This group, this core has a lot of winning. And I'm going to use a phrase that Chris Canty, my good friend on the NFL side, always uses. Confidence comes from demonstrated performance. This core has demonstrated that performance before. They can win a championship. They've done it 3 times, this core has. It's a different looking team, but they look like a team that is ready now to make that run and go for a second, perhaps, dynasty, and it starts right here.
Yeah, Caesars has them as the favorite right now to win the championship. Who's their biggest threat to doing that, Monica?
It's a healthy Suns roster, L. However, we got to see what Devin Booker looks like when he makes his return. And I will just pump the brakes a tad. I think if the Memphis Grizzlies can get out of this very tough series with the Minnesota Timberwolves, that to me is my favorite budding rivalry. And when I go down the roster, Alan Hahn, I love me some Memphis Grizzlies. There's athleticism, there's quickness,
here we go.
There's a willingness to defend that I think could be interesting in this series. I'm just saying.
This is you again. This is you. You're driving the bus already from Memphis. I know this has been you for a couple of years. You're waiting on it. Look at that series. Minnesota should be leading that series, Monica. You know that.
But they're not.
That's why when I watch the Grizzlies, I need to see more from them. I need to see. Look, they are still learning how to win. This Warriors core, they've won, and they're adding pieces. They have a younger team. They're a little bit faster. They have depth. Jordan Poole, who has an answer for a guy off the bench? If Jordan Poole comes off the bench, when they go with that Death Point 2.0 matchup, they're fantastic. We don't even talk about how Klay Thompson, oh, by the way, is back to shooting over 40% from 3, averaging over 20 a game. Draymond Green can guard anybody that you throw at him on the floor. They are healthy, and they have not been healthy like this since they last won a championship. Keep that in mind.
I'm just saying, also keep in mind, the Grizzlies did have the second most wins in the regular season, right? Only behind those aforementioned Suns. Like, they also have really good defense. They've got some depth. They've got Ja Morant. I'm just saying it's not inconceivable, Alan Hahn. I'm riding with my girl Monica on this one. Meanwhile, I don't know where Kevin is riding when it comes to his Sixers.
No more KD. It is Steph Curry now. And
you know why? But, you know, this gets to the point.
Well, that's the last time they won it.
Yeah, this gets to the point, though. They won in 15, but the fact is, you can roll your eyes whatever you want. They went 6 games. LeBron had Dellavedova as his second best player. Like, if they have Kyrie and Kevin Love, you feel like that's going to be a very different series. Then in 16, they collapse. So you still feel like, man, they ain't done it yet, right? Then they win it in 17 and 18 with KD. Then KD leaves and they get hurt. We have not been able to see the Warriors as they were originally formulated, right? The Steph, Dre, Clay Warriors. Win a title, no excuses.
I get it.
What would it do if Steph did that now? Because we talk about CP3. Man, he's got to win a championship for his legacy. This one, that one. But Steph got a lot on the line, too, to me.
First off, he would take back the title as being the player in all of basketball. The player. Now, I'm not saying that's the best player.
The signature
I'm not
player,
saying that's the most dominant player, but he becomes the player again in basketball. And I already think he's right there anyway. But the fact to do it without Kevin Durant and to do it on a team that's really built around the culture centered around Steph Curry. Here's one thing that nobody's talking about today. You just saw the collapse of the Brooklyn Nets. KD, a lot of conversations, KD, Kyrie, Charles Barkley, bus drivers, who's driving the bus, who's not, all that stuff around. Ben Simmons coming to the team. What are they going to do moving forward? You don't question ever the culture of the Golden State Warriors. You never question the culture of the Warriors. Who's the leader of the Golden State Warriors? Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
That's what's at stake. Steph Curry with that shot, boy.
Yeah,
the player in basketball.
See, look, at stake, yeah. If he wins a championship,
yeah,
it does it all, whether he wins the finals MVP or not, he's doing it without Kevin Durant, without others that helped him along the way, but he also won a championship without Kevin Durant. This is just adding something extra to his hardware.
That was so long ago, Key.
No, I understand it was a while ago. It just shows his greatness to me. He doesn't lose anything. He gains something, but if he didn't win one, he won't lose anything at all.
But even though, Key, you're loath to rank guys, right? Yeah, they're just great. They're great.
They're all
but
great.
Most people do. Who's the top 10? Who's the top 20? All this kind of stuff. And when you're dealing with, like, when you start looking at the names in the top 10 who ever lived, Michael Jordan,